It's Constitution Day, a reminder that our God-given rights are recognized and protected by our Constitution, a unique document in the history of man. The First Amendment secures the freedom to live out our faith openly. It's an amendment that we cherish as Americans, especially as Christians. But as we often discuss on this program, there are constant efforts to restrict those freedoms. The price of liberty is eternal vigilance. Well, let's turn to our first story. Newly released records raise serious questions about political bias at the FBI. According to documents released by Senators Grassley and Ron Johnson, the Bureau's Arctic Frost probe cast a wide net. 92 Republican-aligned groups and individuals were caught in that net. Joining me now is Washington Stand reporter Casey Harper. So, Casey, what do we know from these records? Just how broad was this?
Yeah, thank you, Tony. This is a concerning new report that shows the FBI's investigation into President Trump after the 2020 election was far wider than we previously knew. So to answer your question, the Biden administration reportedly targeted 92 right-leaning groups and individuals, which includes Turning Point USA, as well as the RNC and others. Now, records released by Senators Chuck Grassley and Ron Johnson reveal that the investigation, which, as you said, is called Arctic Frost, dug into communications and financial records of pro-Trump conservatives, all under the claim of searching for election conspiracy efforts.
Specifically, the documents show its scope expanded to include 92 Republican organizations. From evidence that I've seen, it looks to me like another political hit job against Republicans.
Senator Grassley there, he went on to say it wasn't just about Trump. It was a politically driven effort to go after the broader conservative movement, which of course is raising serious concerns about government overreach, political bias, and how far federal agencies have strayed from their constitutional mission, Tony.
You know, Casey, that sounds very similar to what we saw with COVID as well under the Biden administration and how they used various government entities to probe those who did not go along with the government's plan on COVID. Let's pivot to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Prosecutors have charged 22-year-old Tyler Robinson with aggravated murder and say they will seek the death penalty. Now, court filings and reporting describe meme-laced messages and even gaming references, which has reopened debate about online culture and desensitization of those who play. We're going to explore that later with Reagan Rose. Turning overseas, Casey, President Trump is in the UK for a state visit and a high-level talks, including a tech-focused pact announced this week. We're going to break that down as well with Peter McElvaney. What's the latest on that, Casey?
The latest in the Israel story is that, responding to Israel's efforts recently to defend itself from Hamas, the EU announced a new round of sanctions against Tel Aviv. Now, this is a pretty interesting point now, and it's just interesting because the European Commission has proposed suspending free trade benefits for Israeli goods as they push into Gaza City. This follows those sanctions that I just referenced.
Israeli government's push into Gaza City is a new escalation of the war and will further deepen the humanitarian crisis. Today, I presented a robust package of sanctions of Hamas terrorists, extremist ministers in the Israeli government, and violent settlers and entities supporting the impunity going on in the West Bank.
Now, that clip was EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas. Still, there is concern, Tony, that this could send the wrong message for Israel and for its allies as it fights this ongoing war against terrorists.
All right, thanks, Casey. Appreciate it.